How is everybody? Let's see. We've got AH, we've got Phil, we've got Dovahkiin Craig. Nice. Does this time work better for you guys as UK viewers? Can everybody see and hear me just fine? Perfect. So everybody can see me, everybody can hear me, everybody. What's up, Vic? Thanks for tuning in. Perfect. I'm sorry, Vic. We'll do our best to get you through the rest of the day. You have a surround sound effect. Yeah, I think it's because I've got desktop. Let's try this. Does that work better? Nope. Hang on. I know what it is. All right. How about that? How's that? Is that better? How about that? Is that better? Can you hear me now? All right, cool. Did it get rid of that echo effect? Perfect. So yeah, guys, lots of big changes. I have gone down a rabbit hole that I'll never return from. So yeah, it's I have literally climbed up to the top of PC Mountain, jumped off, landed in Streamlabs, and landed in a world of overlays, interactions, all this other stuff like that. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. But thanks everybody for tuning in. Hopefully we'll have a lot of fun. More to come. I'm definitely evolving it every day. I'm tweaking it every day and stuff like that. But this is the new setting. As you can see, I now have mood lighting. I have setups and things like that. Eventually, I get a mic, so I stop looking like a sportscaster. Um, but yeah, it'll be fun. So, again, for everybody on right now and those that are tuning in later, thank you for the support. You see my fancy little guy there? Oh, hang on, hang on. I got something for this. What is it? Right? I have, like I said, I have done way too much on this. Yeah, we're gonna work on those. Don't worry about it. See, that one's it's offset. I can go like that. So anyway, I found the sound effects. I've played with it all. It's game on, guys. Now I don't need anyone to laugh at my jokes because I can laugh at my own. Thank you. Chuck got a lot of new toys and it's very dangerous. No one like me should ever be allowed to have this much fun. So anyway, we're gonna go red alert mode real quick. Let's go ahead and start the podcast, okay? So for everyone tuning in, most of you already know, but if you don't, this is we've what are we calling it now? Coffee time with Chuck, since it's not in the morning anymore. Thank you, Stacks, for that shout out. So coffee time with Chuck. And again, guys, this is a chance for us all to get together to chat. We're from all across the world, so it's a wonderful time to just kind of have some fun, joke around, laugh, have some funny stories. I read a few news articles and things like that from the happier side of noodles. Turtle better tune in today is all I got to say, because he's getting front row spotlight on this on today's shout out. And if you haven't noticed, now I can share my screen with you, so I don't have to put the link in the chat. You can actually read along with me. All right, and you can see exactly when I skip a word or I don't pronounce it correctly. So, boom, cool stuff. Anyway, so today's first article from Good News Network. Rare turtles known for their permanent smiles saved from extinction in Myanmar? Myanmar? I know, right? Isn't that neat? So there's your cute little turtle with your permanent smile, guys. With faces straight out of Dr. Zeus, the cheeky beaks of Burmese roof turtle hatchlings are characterized by what's been described as a nonstop grin. These days, the turtles have plenty of reasons to be cheerful. Not long ago, however, the existence of species native to Myanmar. Does anybody know how to pronounce that correctly? Anyway, Myanmar's Irrawaddy River region was in serious doubt. Oh, Jesus Christ. We're having a problem. No! No, I don't want to do an update. Yes. Yes, fine. Oh, Jesus Christ! It always happens from this. Hang on. Let's do Control-Alt-Delete. Task Manager. We're going to close Google Chrome out. All right. Bear with me. Yeah, the toys are not working well today. So anyway, let's see if we can try that again, because that's just stupid. It's always from Good News Network, too. I think they've got some kind of, like, bug in there. So let's hurry up and finish that story before it does it again. So, basically, the rare turtles have a... Not long ago, however, the existence of species native to Myanmar's Irrawaddy River region was in serious doubt. Over hunting for food, medicinal use, and pet trade, as well as reckless egg harvesting, improper electro-fishing techniques, and destruction of natural turtle habitat had all but wiped the once flourishing reptiles from the face of the planet. In fact, by the 1990s, the species was thought to be extinct. It wasn't until 2001 when a likely smuggled specimen turned up in a Hong Kong pet shop. That conversation... Oh, God, those updates are going to get annoying. When a likely smuggled specimen turned up in a Hong Kong pet shop, I cannot speak. The conservationists began to hope at least some small portion of their population had survived. Heartened by the news, biologist Gerald Kuchling, who's now with the University of Western Australia, along with Myanmar Forest Department, launched a joint survey expedition of Upper Chindwin River, a site Burmese roof turtles were once known to habitat. Sadly, the project was sidelined by a summer monsoon. On one of his days off, Dr. Kuchling appeared to visit a turtle pond in the Buddhist temple in Mandalay. To his infinite surprise, he found 3 of the elusive critters smiling up at him from the murky water. I was very excited and definitely flabbergasted, he said. With the blessing of the temple board, Dr. Kuchling and his Burmese colleagues moved 1 male and 2 female turtles to the Mandalay Zoo. Later, while exploring the... Oh, God, I'm not even going to try that one. Good luck, guys. You can read that. A tributary of the Irrawaddy, Dr. Kuchling discovered even more specimens, which are also transported to the zoo. Yada, yada, yada. It's just a cute turtle. That's really the point of it. I saw the cute turtle. Yeah. I need to upgrade my antivirus software, because obviously the sites I've been visiting have been coming back to visit. Not really. So yeah, cute little turtle. Let me get the rest of my stuff up here. Where was I? So let's look up a weird and cool news. Where was I? So yeah, this is the article I was looking at right here. Okay, so again, I know we've got some cultural differences here, but does everyone remember the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Have you seen it? Do you know what I'm talking about? In West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground where I spent most of my days. Have you guys know what I'm talking about? Okay, I know AH does, but again, there's an age and a culture gap that may be a factor here. Okay, so here is, everybody listen up. We all got to save our money and get together. So the Fresh Prince Mansion listed for 5 nights on Airbnb. We can literally go stay in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air Mansion. So September 15th, the California mansion made famous by the external shots in the 1990 through 96 sitcom The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is being listed on Airbnb by star Will Smith in partnership with the house's owners. Smith's listing on Airbnb, which coincides with the 30th anniversary of the sitcom, says the guests who book one of 5 available nights at the freshest Los Angeles mansion around will get to spend a night in a wing of the home that has been decorated in a distinctive 1990s style favored by Smith's character. My wing of the mansion includes my bedroom, great for naps, a full bathroom, great for spitting bars in the shower, pool area, great for dips, an outdoor lounge, and the dining room, great for eating, obviously, Smith wrote. All meals are being provided for guests and served on a silver platter. The mansion is being listed for $30 a night for 5 dates, October 2nd, 5th, 8th, 11th, and 14th. A one-off Fresh Prince reunion special featuring surviving members of the show cast is being slated for premiere later this year on the streaming platform HBO Max. So I just thought that was really cool, and it's $30 a night. We could all go stay there. It's going to cost you guys more to come over here and stay, but I mean, we could all literally go stay over there and have a Fresh Prince reunion night. So again, I thought that was pretty cool. I think also too, it's pretty cool that the owners went along with it. Yeah, that's super cheap. $30 a night. Obviously, it's a promo thing, but can you imagine? Like, truthfully, let's think about it. Yeah, Turtle. Damn it, Turtle! You missed the first one. I literally picked out a turtle thing and everything. The first story was the turtle story. You missed it. All right. Yeah, I know you did. I can see you. I have all this technology now, so I can see it. I'll have to send you the article. Anyway, there's these turtles that have a perpetual grin, and I did it just for you. And well, you know what? It's the time that works best for you. Somehow you have managed to make it on your lunch break, and the entirety of the UK has made it as well. So, again, I think this is a better time, and it actually works better for me too because it's on my lunch break. So, anyway. We're all going to pull up. We're going to meet. So, guys, we need to figure out a game plan to meet. Pick one of the nights, October 2nd, 5th, 8th, 11th, or 14th, and we can all go and stay at the Fresh Prince. But, rule 1, you have to dress in period clothing. Rule 2, you can only listen to Will Smith songs. And rule 3, I'll figure it out when we get there. But, yeah, I thought that's really cool. $30 a night is the deal. So, obviously, it's a promo. But to my previous point, before Turtle showed up and threw everything off, can you imagine how many people are trying to get into that website? Your name is on the shout-outs. What are you talking about? It's not on there yet. give it a minute, Turtle. You're jumping ahead of the times, okay? Yeah, I know it's not up there because there is nothing there. That's an alert. So yeah. Let's go over to gaming news and see what's going on. Alright, so where are we at? There's an article I saw a minute ago. That was interesting. So Rocket League is going free to play next week. So everybody definitely take advantage of that. That's going to be a big one. That's a ton of fun. Where is it? So Mandalorian season 2 trailer just came out. It's got the Jedi, Tusken Raiders, and a mysterious ice planet. So that's pretty cool. Have you guys watched the Mandalorian? Do you have access to it? Oh, the Carlton dance. Yeah, I wish I could. Yeah, no. No. Yeah, that's like 30,000 points to do the Carlton. Seeing as I'd have to learn how to do the Carlton properly. So yeah, more to come on that. I might make that an opportunity in the future, right? So yeah, the Baby Yoda show. Do you guys have access to it? Can you watch it where you are, or is there? Because I know like Zatla, where he's at, has trouble. Dude, I have spent way too much time on this. Like, holy crap, I've spent too much time on this. So yeah, it's pretty funny though. Where's it at? Looks like Fall Guys mid-season update improves anti-cheat and adds one and only Big Yeetus. Where's that article I saw earlier that was pretty interesting? Where'd you go? AirPods are on sale for some reason. Not very exciting. I guess it was The Mandalorian. How to watch The Mandalorian. But yeah, hang on. I'm sorry, guys. I had this all up and then it screwed up my stuff. How do you guys like The Mandalorian? Yeah, soundboard's on the list. Probably one of those Twitch stream board things too. Um, but what's the opinion of? I like it too. The only thing that I can argue about with it that I didn't like is that in the first season of it, right? They kept swapping directors, and you could clearly tell which director directed which one because there's a whole like 2 episodes of filler in there that nothing really important happened and like nothing happened with the characters, and it was just like oh, the really good guy's on vacation, and so here, fill in, do an episode. Don't do anything that'll mess the plot up or ruin it, but make it, I don't know, some lasers and stuff. And that's kind of how I feel it went. Especially the one where he's like in the desert trying to get, and then he finds that one kid who ends up. Anyway, yeah, I some of the filler episodes. The rest of it though, I loved it. I liked it that they brought in Gina Carano. If you guys don't know who Gina Carano is, it's that female character in Mandalorian, but she's also got her start as a UFC fighter. So she's one of the before Ronda Rousey and all the others they got really super famous. Gina Carano was one of the top female MMA fighters that were out there. So it's pretty interesting. But yeah, it's interesting. The other thing though, and I'll tell you, I didn't mind it, but so it was like a cameo session because Bill Burr, the comedian, was in it. You've got Gina Carano who actually had an actual part, but it was just like everybody wanted to get in that show and have a piece. And I don't know if they actually paid to get in or how it worked, but I swear it was like every celebrity you could think of was trying to get on that show for a cameo. And the same concept for the new Star Wars movies, like the ones with the Rey saga or whatever. It was, yeah, and I'm not saying that he didn't do a good job because he did. It was nothing. He didn't do anything that was wrong. It's just that like when you, yeah, exactly, Phil, exactly. It was just Bill Burr, and it's like the same thing of like you're trying to get into, and this is my opinion. You're trying to get into like a mythical world, but then nuggets of the real world that you live in are there, and you're like, why is Bill Burr here? Like, what's he doing? Who's next? Fluffy Gabriel Iglesias is going to show up as a character or something. And they really did nothing. They basically just dressed him up like Han Solo and sent him out. You know, no backstory, no nothing. Just here's Bill Burr as a character. So I felt like they did that a lot in that movie, and I feel like they did it a whole heck of a lot in the newer Star Wars movies. But at least in the newer Star Wars movies, they like made him look like an alien or something. So I don't know. You can disagree, but that's kind of how I feel about that subject. Um, let's see what else we got. Where are we at? What was that? That's Games Radar. So let's do GameStop. Let's see what we got. So Ant-Man 3 cast the Lovecraft country star in major villain role. So that's going to be interesting to see how that works. Also, too, according to a Chinese localization team, Cyberpunk 2077 is going to be massive on a game size. So that'll be interesting on how much havoc that's going to play on our thing. But here's another article actually that I saw earlier that might be interesting. So another Call of Duty cheat site shut down by Activision Blizzard. So Call of Duty players have complained about cheaters ever since the days of Xbox 360, but now they're actually going out. So according to a statement posted by Gator Cheats on their Discord and obtained by Charlie Intel, Activision Blizzard first sent the site a cease and desist letter back in May, but Gator Cheats only closed sales in Modern Warfare Warzone cheats to new customers, continuing to support those that had already made a purchase. So it looks like they're at least trying to fix it up for those of us that still play. But again, I don't know. Might be too little too late. in that regard. Which brings to mind, again, I've asked everybody this, but I know Turtle and I are going to get it. Anybody else going to try to get the new Call of Duty um, Black Ops that's coming out? Are you going to pre-order it? Any thoughts? Or I guess here's another thing, right? Let me put this to the chat and everybody that's out there. What are some good games on PC to play that I am not aware of? So right now I've got 7 Days that I downloaded to play with AH. I've also got Sea of Thieves right now that's downloading, so I can play that. What else is out there? What's entertaining or fun to play that I haven't? I've got what is it? Not SOCOM Navy SEALs. Rainbow Six. I've got Rainbow Six. And then when Assassin's Creed Valhalla comes out, I've got an actual game code for that. So I'll be able to play that when it comes out. But what would be your recommendations? What is everybody's favorite game to play or something to get out there and do? Honestly, I'm pretty much into everything. The only thing that I don't like is, what is it, Among Us right now? That just looks like an incredibly boring game. It's fun to watch, but there's not much to like content wise. It's just puzzles and walking around and then working through dialogue. So, you know, what but I like 7 Days, I like Ark, I like first person shooter games, strategy games, stuff like that. So again, welcome Vic, thanks for tuning in. So are you done with work now? Hopefully you can relax and enjoy the rest of your day. Nice. The Witcher. Yeah, I played The Witcher 3. I've got that on Xbox, so I really don't want to add it again to PC. But things like The Witcher, anything that's like us. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's good content for like a crew. Rust. Oh, I need to write that down. Yeah, that's a good idea. And correct me if I'm wrong, AH. We can play that, right? Uh, Elder Scrolls. So Rust, Elder Scrolls. Yeah, those are two really good ones, actually. What else? What else is out there? I've been kind of skimming through, and AH helped me download the Epic Games Store, so I'll take a look through there. What is NOD? Is that the one you've been playing, or is it something that Night of the Dead? Yeah, okay. Thanks. Yeah, that's the one you've been playing, right, AH? Because I like that. Honestly, watching you play has been kind of entertaining. Um, yeah. So again, if you guys think of anything, if you think any fun, cool games or something that you think would be fun to watch and play, I don't. Part of me here's my thing, and guys, help me talk me off this ledge. Conan looks good, actually. I think I might entertain Conan actually. I saw another streamer stream Conan, and it looked like fun. All right, guys, Phil especially, and the Time In crew, talk me off of this. Fall Guys. It's pretty much losing its steam. I don't really want to play it because it looks like something that would just piss me off. But at the same time, everybody's been playing it, and I want to play it just to say I played it. What say you, chat? How do we feel about Fall Guys and trying to take a whack at that? It's just. Here's the thing, though. I've seen people rage so much playing that game, like so much. What's up, D-Zeus? How are you, my friend? D-Zeus was hanging out with me last night, Stacks and and I had absolutely zero content. It was literally just uh, doing it, just working through Streamlabs. Um, all right, all right, okay. Let's put it to a vote. All right, who who if you're in favor of Fall Guys, signify by signify by saying aye. If you are not in favor of Fall Guys, signify by saying nay. All right, we've got an I from Vic. We got an I from Phil. All right. D Zeus is an I. Okay. AH is a nay. Figured that one. You get two I's. All right, it'll depend on how much it costs. I don't know what the current cost of it is, but I'll try it. Why not? Fall Guys. So we might try it out. We might not. We'll see how it goes. Might try to see some other. The thing that bummed me out though was that I did not. I have Jackbox Games, which is like a game, like a game show type thing that other people can play with you, and it didn't transfer over from Xbox, so I can't play it on there. So I may just have to keep doing it. Is it really $20? No freaking way. Yeah, I'd play with everybody if we could play. Is it cross-platform? I know they have a PlayStation version. It's not on Xbox yet. Um, ooh, Avengers. That is a good one. I want to. Yeah, Avengers. Totally. That's one I want to check. Well, $20 isn't too bad, I guess. I would realistically like it to be like 10, but whatever. Uh, Overcooked for PC. We played it. Can you not play? Is Overcooked not cross-platform? Is that not a cross-platform thing? Huh. Yeah, I mean, I can do Overcooked and we can all play together. Again, depending on how much that freaking costs. If it's super expensive, it's not. Oh, you have it on PS4. I don't know. I have to do some research on that one, Vic. But yeah, if you have it on PC, then I can get it to PC and go from there. Let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to think of a story for story time. Does anyone have a story that they want to share? No, I don't play anything on PSV. I just came from Xbox. So, new Overcooked coming to Xbox Series X with cross-platform multiplayer, all DLC, all the new content, more. The biggest new feature that is that new support for online multiplayer and cross. Oh, that'll be good. Okay, yeah, that'll be good then. Only, hmm, yeah. So that'll go on the list. That'll be something fun to do. Yeah, I was on Xbox, Vic. Now I'm on PC, and I might do a couple things on Xbox because some of the games I just don't want to have carry. They either don't carry over or I can't carry over. So, again, it's just trying to put that stuff in here. Um, and like Warzone, I'm not gonna carry. I'm not gonna pay for Warzone and swap it over, um, unless there's a way to play. Can you play? Here's the scenario, right? Tell me if this would work or if this is not possible. If you have it on Xbox, right, and then you transfer over to PC, but it's in the game store. It's free in the game store. But could I use my same profile that's from Xbox on the game platform when I am on PC? Because if so, then that's no big deal. If not, and I lose everything and I have to start from zero again, that's just pointless and stupid. Well, there you go, Vic. That what is this? Highsobriety.com. Let's see what this is. Oh, Jesus Christ, Vic. Or, AH. Of course, it's an ad. Okay, 10 scariest video games ever made. Good lord. Amnesia Dark Descent. Yep, that's one of them. Yeah, not Vic. Sorry. AH. Yeah, so Amnesia is terrifying. I have played that one before. Condemned. That looks freaking awful. Fresh approach to the horror genre that video games really needed. Ugh. Bloodborne I have seen. That looks like Dark Souls, but with like maybe a Skyrim style. I don't know. That's interesting. I have played Amnesia. It was honestly, it's terrifying in itself, but then the challenging parts is like they just the game mechanics of it is ridiculous. Um, yeah, and that's one of the things too. Oh, Alien Isolation. I did play that on Xbox. That is freaking terrifying. It's got a fascinating AI to it too. Apparently, they screwed it up. Yeah, I have a horror game target. So if you reach, I think it's 30,000 points as a community, you can combine points if you want to. Then I will play a horror movie in the dark, much to my terror. Yeah, Resident Evil Until Dawn. I haven't seen that one before. Oh, yeah, that's the one. That one looks interesting, actually. Silent Hill, of course, is terrifying as usual. Eternal Darkness. That one looks pretty ancient. Dead Space. Whoo, man. Can you imagine playing Dead Space in the dark? Ooh, God. Yeah, it's oh my God, yeah. Dead Space in the dark would be crazy. I wonder if I could get Dead Space for pretty cheap nowadays. I might be willing to try that actually. Um, make scary game night where you can watch me just scream and cry like a little baby. I'm sure it'd be cheap, but yeah. Oh man, this is I'm abusing this system. Um, oh no, not 30 shots. Nope, there'll be no drinking involved with that. That would be horrible. Oh god. So yeah, that's pretty crazy with the um that's not a bad idea though. You know, honestly, I think I might try that. And I mean, obviously the scary movie night thing or yes, Daniela, what or Vic, what do you what what word would you like me to say today? Let's have a section on Americans pronouncing words. So, go ahead. Hard Night Fridays. That's not a bad idea actually. Then I could have a nightmare and not sleep very much and still have a good day to recover. Okay, everyone. The word is pastel. I'm sure you pronounce it pastel, but it's pastel. How do you guys say it? Do you say it like pastel? Because it's funny how we switch. So yeah, you guys underpronounce certain words and we overpronounce certain words, and then we flip it, and then you overpronounce certain words and we underpronounce other ones. We say, yeah, Vic, you're typing it, so I can't hear you. Like past L, pastel. Is that how you say it, or do you say pastel? Because that's how we in America would say it's a pastel color. It's a mute, like not very strong, like pink and blue and stuff like that. It's not nice, Vic. You shouldn't be mean to people like that. I'm just saying. Um, but yeah, what else? What do we got? It's it's pastel, isn't it? I still don't understand the difference. Okay, Discord, 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 Discord. It's Discord. That's how we would say it. All right, this is fun actually. All right, let's continue on. What other words can I pronounce for you, Vic, or anyone? What's another word that you guys say that you know for a fact? It's Discord, Vic. Oh my God, it's Discord. I've heard you say it, and it still sounds the same to me. Discord, Discord, Discord. That's how it. I continually hear you pronounce it. So here's the thing with this word, I Americans pronounce this two different ways depending on where you're from. So there is route, like a route. I'm going to down the route, or there's a route, right? And I've heard both in the U.S. So I've heard route and route. So depending on who you're talking to and where they're from, you may actually get both. Which one is correct? Vic, I hope you see the hilarity of this. You're typing, no, 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 root, not root. It's the same thing. Like, there's nothing different between typing the same word twice. You're literally typing the same word twice. It doesn't make any sense. Oh my god. Hang on. Where's the one? Is this it? No. Where's the clapping? Oh, there we go. This is me pronouncing words. But yeah, that's how it works. What other words can we say? Root is like root, like a tree root, correct, or is route correct for you guys? Which one is it? I know if Vic gets on, there's a very high chance that at some point she's going to bring up, okay, root. Got it. Yeah, that's how I would pronounce it, root. But I'll tell you, like in the military, people, like in the U.S. military at least, they say you're en route, right? Or you're going to go down route Irish or route, you know, senators or route. Oh, Ed. So you pronounce a router, like a wireless router, as a router, not a router. Hey, could you come check my router? It's just not letting me on the internet. Okay, Phil, as you call Vic the pot stirrer, yet you are the stirrer here. We, or at least I can't speak for all of the U.S. because I'm illiterate, but are you serious? You call it a router? Are you serious? You're calling it a router? It's a router. It's a router, AH. Oh my God! It says it in the word router. Oh my God. Okay, listen. Yeah, sure, Phil. Okay, so Phil wants me to say the word aluminum, not aluminium, like the crazy people over there say. Because aluminium is basically what Wolverine got filled with. Oh my God. Now, here's the thing, all right? And this, I am blaming each and every one of you, okay? All AH, I blame you, Phil, all the time in crew, Vic, all of you. I blame you for when I go around in the U.S. and try to talk to people and they look at me funny now. Because you've. Phil, aluminium and adamantium are pretty dang close, wouldn't you argue? I'd say in the dark they're the same thing, aren't they? No, it's not aluminium. In the dark, if it's like, hey, can you get me the aluminium or the adamantium? I feel like you'd probably get the same thing, and there's some mistakes that could be made. So let's be. All right, name the parts of a car. Like, oh, you mean like the boot versus the trunk? And I'm trying to think of what else. What else do you guys have? So you have a bin instead of a trash can. You have a loo instead of a toilet, or sometimes you call it toilet, or we call it the bathroom. Um, Trying to think what else you've got. Where do I do my shopping? At the store? Yeah, so you have a bonnet and a what trunk? No, not trunk. I just said it. I just forgot it. Bonnet and boot. That's it. It is bonnet and boot, and hood. Jesus, where are you? Are you UK as well, or are you? Where are you located? I mean, if you don't want to tell us, it's fine. You can be remote. If you're in a bunker somewhere hidden from the world, it's okay. I'm not here to judge at all. What the fuck? A hood, like the hood of your car, the thing that closes. That's a hood. You, ah, okay. So yeah, slight English influence there. It's interesting. I think that's truly it is interesting though, guys. Tell me what you think about this. Is the so dialect, right? Like language dialect. So you have English, but depending on where you are in the UK, you could have 1,000 different versions, and then you have influences of like Gaelic, and other things that get tossed in there. And then also like America, right? Our accents are insane. If you talk to somebody on the East Coast versus the West, North, and South, they're all going to sound different and pronounce words differently. Um, it's just amazing to me how you can get a group of people together and they can just form these dialects. And that was one of the things that was really hard. Like when I went to Iraq with the military, we learned Arabic somewhat, conversational Arabic. But then we had to have dialect coach training for every like so many different regions, and it was so hard to remember the appropriate dialect when it's not your first language. So again, my hat really does go off to people who learn English as a second language because English is one of the least sense making languages out there. Like things that we do and say and the rules that are in English just make no sense half the time. It's just ridiculous. Uh, so like Spanish and German and a few other languages are probably one of the easiest ones for me, just because it is what it is for the most part. But that's just my opinion. It is crazy though. Like even someone from Scotland, Ireland, or like London, they're all just even England alone. In the different sections of where you guys are, you will have just an insane. I mean, the what do they call it? The Cockney accent versus like a London accent versus like a Cardiff or Wales and all that other stuff. I mean, sometimes it's not even like English. It's just you know. But it's interesting to hear the differences and the influences, and also just the tone of it too, because you can have like a English speaking. Truthfully, I'll tell you, just from an American point of view, the most fascinating thing for me about is when I see like South African, Indian, or people from traditionally another culture who are either born and raised in England that have a British accent. And I find that very fascinating because traditionally, when we Americans encounter those cultures, though they have a very thick, like Indian accent or something like that, and it's very interesting to me that someone could completely negate the accent because you can do really well. Well, and Jesus, to your point though, is that it's so funny. Well, it's not funny. It's just very fascinating to me that you can have someone who is, a first or second generation Indian person, and then still they just don't have an accent. And then you have other people who just have extremely thick accents, and same for the everywhere else in the world too. So it's fascinating to me to see like African people or Indian people or those languages that have a really thick accent, but it's not there. It's gone. It's completely English. So it's really, I mean, it's kind of cool because it's almost like finding a unicorn because you look at that person and you're like, you look one way and talk another way, and neither one would really go together normally. So it's really fascinating. Whatever, Vic. You have a very thick accent. Vic, you completely have an accent. You all do. You don't notice it because you're surrounded by people who talk like you all the time, but you do. Trust me. And I have an accent too, because the next American you talk to or meet, you will find that I have a different accent than me, even though I don't consider myself to have a very thick one. Phil, you can't even your accent is so bad, Phil, that you type with an accent. That's how bad you are. You know you have a bad accent when you type. Like when you write letters, people are like, "Damn, that accent's thick." This one came from Phil. Oh my god, it's true though. It's so true. And you know it's true. You've run across somebody like that, and there's people in America that do it too. Like when they write like they talk, and some people write like they talk, and it's just so funny because it's just, oh my god, it's so funny. I never really thought about it until we just started talking about it. Oh man, that's good. Oh, I'm trying to think of a story for story time, guys. I'm drawing a blank. I need like some. I need like a kickstart. I need somebody to tell a funny one, but I can't. And then that always spawns me into what happened. I'm trying to think. Uh, Hang on. I'm trying to. Hey, you're calling me at the same time. Hang on. Can you hear me? How about now? Hello. H is messaging me, but I don't know if he's actually talking to me or not. Let's see. Let's swap over. I'm alone in this call. Story of my life. Oh, AH. I don't know what you're doing. Anyway, well, no, you really haven't, Vic, because other than that last one that I told about the army story was really the last one that I did. Well, let me ask you: do you want a funny story? Do you want a crazy experience story, or do you want like a military what happened overseas story? Because I've got a ton of military overseas stories I can tell you. Some of them, um, actually, I can tell you a ghost story. Would you like to tell me a ghost? Would you like to hear the ghost story that I have, which is pretty freaky, actually? It's up to you guys. I can save it for Halloween, um, but I could tell you the ghost story. Well, Jesus, I'm not in the military anymore. I used to be. I was in the American military for 6 years. All right, so here's the ghost story. So similar to the last story I told, don't ask me how that. Oh, it's because I auto host people. Um, so here's what the deal is with the that story. Similar to kind of what I used to do. It was called a silent kill team, right? And that's how the story starts out. Is we were in Iraq, and it was in 2007, I think, somewhere in there, right in the height of the surge when Baghdad was getting crazy and all the countries from all over the world were going in. It was just a wild time, right? And so we had heard that there. Well, we had both heard and we were getting hit with a lot of IEDs at the time, and they were killing a whole bunch of people, and not just U.S. soldiers, but the local population too, because basically Al Qaeda was coming in, and they had different insurgents groups in there. Jaish al-Mahdi was the name of it at the time. And so he basically they would go in, and at night they would dig big holes and they'd put these big bombs in there and then bury it all over and then put concrete back over the top of it so it looked just like they had patched a hole, which was normal, right? And so they would do that, and then people would either walk or drive over it, and it would kill a bunch of people. And they had killed, just a week prior to this, they had killed like 40 people in a car bomb slash IED explosion that was near a center square, and it was getting ridiculous. So My platoon on this one actually got called out. So we had a whole U.S. military platoon that got assigned to this one region to try to decrease the IED threat. So we were doing a silent kill team, and so it was two squads that went in. And so when you do a silent kill team, basically what you do is you go in during the daytime with everyone that's doing a normal patrol. And like last time on the last story, you set up in the top of a building or in a house or somewhere, and you just lay low and you don't make any noise and you don't do anything all day long until it gets dark. Then when that patrol that you went in with leaves, in theory, the bad guys think that you left with them. And so, unless they're sitting there and counting how many people left, they'll think that the whole element left and there's nobody there. So, that's what we had done prior to this story. So, we found a nice house. It was a 3-story building. It had kind of a courtyard and then the entranceway, and it had a stairwell that went up to 3 different floors, and each floor had a different setting, and then it had a setting on the roof. So we get in there, we're get set up, we're hanging out, and then we're just basically watching the rooftops in a sniper position to make sure that if they do lay IEDs that we're taking them out, right? And so we're in there and we're doing our thing, and the story's not really about that part, right? That's just what we were doing. So we had a squad at it. We had a fire team at the base of the building in the courtyard to make sure that nobody could come in and rush us, right? And then we had a squad in the second level providing cover and optics on the street in the area we knew they were going to set in. And then we had a rotating sniper team on the roof. So basically what we were doing was we were just kind of sitting there. We went through the night and some stuff different happened. But then at about midnight, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, somewhere in there, it started getting really weird. And this is where the fun starts. So basically, we all started to have weird things happen, right? And so first thing that I can tell my story and what happened to me, and then I'll tell you kind of the other parts of the story. So I was on the base. We kept every like couple hours we would rotate positions so nobody got too worn out doing one thing. So I started out on the base, like in the courtyard, watching the courtyard. And so I'm out there and I'm watching this gate, and I'm in night. Mind you, this is in pitch black. We have night vision goggles, and that's it. So it's that green glow, and that's the only thing you can see. And so everything you can see in night vision goggles doesn't have really good depth perception. So you can't really tell how far something is away from you. You can just kind of gauge it. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching some of this stuff, and all of a sudden I hear a wind chime. And after the weird thing about the wind chime is they don't have wind chimes in Iraq, right? There are no wind chimes. They don't do it that way. And so we started hearing wind chimes, and then we started hearing like children laughing. And the thing about this was a bombed out, like desolate area, and there was no one living here. Like this was just completely, no one should be here kind of thing. The only people, and at the time our op orders were basically, nobody should be here. If they're there, they're a threat and they're a bad guy, right? And so to hear children laughing was really weird, right? So we were hearing children laughing down there, and so we just kept having that eerie, icy feeling, right? And so then I got kind of freaked out, and I was like, hey, and I call up on the radio. I'm like, hey, let's go ahead and switch positions, right? And so I'll go inside because I was a chicken. Like, I'll admit it. I was scared. And so I was like, what the hell, man? This is creepy, And the wind's blowing and just like the perfect setting for a horror movie. So then after that, I get into the stairwell, right? We have one, like I was set up basically at a stairwell going down and a stairwell going up like this, right? And so I'm up here on the top piece watching the floor. So if for some reason somebody broke through the gate and got through the fire team below, I am the person responsible for protecting the fire team above me to make sure that they don't get taken out, and I can provide them early warning. So there I am in this pitch black, no lights. I cannot explain that enough. There were no lights. And I'm looking through, and I have a night vision optic on my right eye and just nothing on my left. And so between the two, you kind of it tricks your brain into having a full image. So there I am standing in the stairwell, and all of a sudden I hear a noise down at the bottom of the stairs. And so I call up. I'm like, hey, is anybody coming up the stairs? And they're like, nope, nobody's in the stairs. We're all good. So I'm like, okay, that was weird. And so I heard footsteps, right? I kept hearing footsteps. And I'm like, are you at, like, all teams, do we have anybody in the stairwell? And so he's like, no, we have nobody in the stairwell. What are you talking about? And I'm like, I hear footsteps. And they're like, well, check it out. So I'm looking all over the place, and there's nowhere for someone to have come in. I can't see anything. And so at this point, I'm getting pretty spooked, right? And so I'm like, what the hell? And so then all of a sudden, I see at the bottom of the stairs, right? Like, again, stairwell going up and a stairwell going like this. At the bottom of the stairs, right below me, if you're standing at the top of the stairs and you look down, right at the bottom where it would turn left and you'd go back down, I see a big black, like, silhouette, right? And so I'm sitting there and I'm looking at it and I am like, I'm like, do we have anybody in the stairwell? Like, over. Is anybody in the stairwell? Because I have a figure in the stairwell. And they're like, there is no one in the stairwell. Get a hold of yourself. I'm like, I am looking at a figure of a stairwell. And so it was a human-shaped blob at the bottom of the stairwell. And so I'm like, well, shit. Like, what do I do? And so I'm sitting there, and I've got my weapon aimed at it. And I'm like, all right, well, I don't know if bullets kill a ghost, but here we go. And we'll see how it goes. And so I'm literally like, okay, that's really creepy. And it stayed right there. It didn't move. And so I'm looking, like, I would look through my regular eye, and I would see the silhouette. And then I would look through my night vision eye, nothing there. And then I would look through my regular eye, and it was there. And then nothing, right? And so I'm just sitting there. I'm doing this for a couple minutes. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, okay, I hear footsteps. I've heard children laughing. I've heard wind chimes. And now there's a figure at the bottom of the stairs in the shape of a human being, and it's just down there. And so all of a sudden, as I'm looking at it, and I'm like, what, you're at that moment of, like, you're at that stalemate, like, what's going to happen? All of a sudden, the figure starts coming up the stairs at me. And so literally, I am watching, and I'm like looking left and I'm looking right through night vision and regular, and this figure is coming up the stairs at me. And I'm like, guys, do we have anybody at the stairs? I have a figure coming up the stairs at me. It is coming. I am going to open fire. And they're like, do not open fire. And I can't because I'm going to give away our sniper position, and we still have work to do. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, so at that moment, it was just like one of those, like, all right, here we go. And so the figure comes rushing up the stairs at me, and then I feel this, like, cold wave wash over me, and then it was gone. And then it just quiet. And that was it. And it was ice cold for that moment. It was just a chill in the air, right? So then, of course, I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like, what the hell just happened? And so I'm calling up on the radio. I'm like, hey, guys, I'm sorry, but I need to switch positions again. Like, I got to switch. Like, I'm just sorry right now. Got to switch. So went up to the rooftop, and then it was more of the same of just, like, hearing kids laugh, hearing wind chimes, hearing all that stuff. But I tell you, I swear on all that is holy, that happened. And so the thing was, everybody got really quiet and grumpy after that, right? And, of course, it was a night mission and stuff like that. And, it's just you're exhausted because you basically have to go until the next patrol comes out, which is like 8 o'clock in the morning. So you're pulling like a 14-hour operation. So we get back, and we're all just really quiet on the ride back. Like, nobody's talking to each other. Nobody's looking each other in the eye. Everybody's just acting really weird, right? And so we go to bed, and we get to sleep. And then all of a sudden, we tune back. We finally start coming out of it. We've had some rest. We start talking to each other. And so finally I found my buddy, and I was like, hey, man, last night. And he goes, listen, I already know what you're going to tell me, and I already know what you're going to ask me. And yes, I saw and heard it all. Like, and I don't know what to do with this information. I just don't know what to do with it. And so literally the whole team got together at one point, and we finally said, hey, did you guys hear the wind chime? And they're like, yeah. Like, what the hell? And I'm like, hey, when you were in the courtyard, did you hear the kids laughing? And they're like, yeah. Like, it was like they were playing right in the courtyard with me. And I'm like, And did you in the stairwell? And they're like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. But yes, yes, I did. And I'm like, all right, cool story, guys. And so it's just one of those things that forever, I don't know how everybody feels about paranormal stuff, and I'm not saying I can't confirm or deny that it's real or not, but I can tell you that was a really weird thing that happened. I mean, really, really weird. Well, I mean, here's the thing, guys. Like, truthfully, if you want to think about it from the burial ground perspective that D Zeus is talking about, honestly, it's Iraq. It's a bombed out area where people have fled. All the bad like voodoo energy stuff that creates ghosts is probably like right in that area. There's so many people that have probably either been executed or died during that time period that Baghdad is full of ghosts. Like literally, I could write a book on how many ghosts are in Baghdad right now, probably. And so yeah, it probably really was like a ghost. Or not. I mean, I don't know. There's probably some scientific explanation of it, but I can tell you right now that I had to change pants when I got back because it was crazy. But yeah, that's my story for today on story time was the time that I ran into the ghost in Baghdad. So it was pretty weird, pretty crazy. But that was it. That was the story. That's where it ended. I don't know. We need a happy, funny story, but I can't think of one right now. I can't think of anything funny. Oh, hang on. Let me think. I told the no nuts story. Uh, well, that was the thing, Zeus, that about it that was made it much more complicated. You couldn't shoot because it would give away our position, and we were gonna. I mean, it was in. We would have been in danger. I would have sacrificed the whole team if I had done that. And same thing for screaming. If I started screaming my ass off, then I was going to give away my whole team, and then I'm the guy who got the whole team killed. So instead of creating about 14 more ghosts, I decided to just suck it up and let the ghost do whatever it did to me. So I don't know. Um, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a funny story. Uh, I don't know, guys. I mean, I really can't think of anything. Yeah, somebody. Does anybody have a funny, happy story, something like that? Because that is a hell of a way to leave a podcast. Hang on, let me think. I'm trying to think. I've done so many stupid things in my life. Narrowing it down to one story is hard. Um, yeah, I just watched the last two streams on the PC, Bill. Oh my god. Let me think. Let me think. Oh well, no, no, that's a sad story. I'm not gonna tell that one. Yeah, guys. I mean, I really can't. My thing here's the thing, and this is why it's hard, and why you guys need to send me when you guys think of a funny story, send it to me, and I'll collect them and I'll put them into like a database of something for us, because every time I hear you guys tell a funny story or like a drinking story or some other kind of story like that, it reminds me of stuff that I've had happen, and then I have a story from it. But again, if I don't have like something to jog my memory from it, it's like, oh, I don't remember what the heck that was about. You broke. Okay, Turtle. Your brother stepped on a cat and broke his femur. Did he break the cat's femur or did he break his own femur? Oh, his own. Okay, that's not that bad then. If he, the cat always walks away. That's how it works. Okay, I do have a story. Well, it's not. I don't know. Some of you may find this funny. Some of you may find this sickening. So I don't know. Do you want me to tell it or do you want me to save it for another day? It involves a flock of birds and a grenade. what's the What's the vote? Okay, this is how we're gonna close it out though. So good or bad, this is how it closes out. So just to preface this, this is about a flock of birds and a grenade, and I'll let you put together what happens. But It was kind of funny how it happened. I'm not gonna lie, but okay, okay, all right. So here's the story. So again, there I was in Iraq, and this was another mission that we did. It was an air assault mission where they flew us in by Chinook and dropped us in this town. And I can't tell you the name of the town or anything, but so it was a very small town in northern Iraq, is all I can say. So basically, what happened was our job was to come in, eliminate all the insurgents in the town, and then let the people, like the local nationals, protect it. It's not Iraq, it's Iraq. Anyway, so there I am, and we're on this air assault mission, and it was just a bad mission from the get go, right? They brought us in at like 1 a.m. thinking that we would not get under fire, and then we landed, and they dropped us in a minefield, and we were in this huge field with mines everywhere. So we literally had to like in the movies where they're like slowly sweeping with mines and stuff. We had to do that and find the way out of the field into the town. And then during that time, we started getting lit up by machine gun fire, pinning us down because if we got up, then they were going to shoot us. So we had to stay down. And then if you're down, then you're next to the mines. It was a whole thing. So finally, we would all make it. And miraculously, they were really crappy at laying down mines. So none of us blew up, which is positive, right? But at this point, we're pretty pissed because it's a muddy, nasty field. We're covered in mud. We're dirty. We've been crawling on our hands and knees and bellies for a long time. We've been getting shot at. So we get in the village. So when the morning comes and light starts coming up, most of the insurgents that were in this town had already kind of bugged out. Um, and the ones that didn't, we were fighting with, and we were kind of gradually fighting house to house, getting them and pushing them out. And the town wasn't really big, so most of them left. So then we were just kind of entering and clearing and sweeping stuff. So here's where the story happens. In the military sometimes, at least where I was, you get all kinds of crazy equipment and toys and things that blow up and go boom. So they had given me a whole bunch of explosives and other things, and they said, here, you can use this if you want to, because I'd been trained on some demo. So they were like, hey, we found this, and people would just bring demo and demolitions and grenades and C4 and all this other stuff to me. And so the one that had me the most excited, and it was like, the redneck fire, like the firecracker salesman, firework salesman. So I had what is called a stinger grenade. And a stinger grenade, for those of you who don't know, is a non-lethal grenade that contains a whole bunch of rubber pellets. And then it has a casing around that holds rubber pellets and a blasting cap on the inside. And then it has another plastic casing around it. So in theory, when you take this thing, you could toss it in a room and it shoots a whole bunch of rubber pellets out, and it just incapacitates everybody around you. Okay? So I had been itching for an opportunity to use this thing, right? Because it was just so cool. It sounded like the coolest thing ever, and I just wanted to play with it, right? Let's be honest. I just wanted to play with it. I had an explosive, and I was looking for an excuse. So we get in here, and there's this courtyard, and we're trying to be sneaky, and there's this dog, this feral dog that just keeps freaking barking in, like, this courtyard, right? And so it just won't shut up, and we're trying to do everything we can to get it shut up because we're trying to be sneaky and get in and take these guys out. And so finally I was like, you know what we're going to do? I'm going to throw the grenade in there with the dog. It's non-lethal. It's just going to scare it really bad. It's going to run off, right? And it'll shut up. As soon as that boom goes off, it'll be a distraction, and you guys go and enter and clear over there, right? So it's going to be a diversion. So I had actually two mistakes that I made there were anyone who knows me and who has tuned in for a while, I am the king of making really poor decisions sometimes. So fun fact that if you ever get a stinger grenade, it has like a 1 second fuse. And when I say a 1 second fuse, I mean one. You pull the pin, spoon goes out, and it goes one. And then you throw it. Like, you need to have pretty much already thrown it by the time you can say one out loud. Most grenades have like a 5 to 8 second fuse. So that's where in the movies, you pull the thing off and the pin goes off and it burns out and then you throw it. So mistake one, didn't read the instructions. Mistake two, Just didn't think about it until the pin was already off. So there I am behind this like berm wall thing, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop up and I'm going to throw the grenade over, then I'm going to hop back down, right? That's the plan. And so I'm sitting there and I've got my buddy facing me this way. So both of us are facing each other. And so I'm like, "Are you ready?" And they're like, "Ready." And everybody's ready. Okay. And so here I go. And I sometimes you get instructions, sometimes you don't, Vic. This one I think didn't come with instructions, so I was just going off of whatever. So pull the pin, and I'm holding it in my hand. And I'm like, okay, here we go. And so I let the spoon go, and it goes flying off. And my buddy goes, dude, it's got like a 1 second fuse. And I go, oh shit! And so I get up and I throw the thing. And so here's the berm right here, right? And I get up to about right here, and I throw it. And I watch the grenade get to about this far away from my face, where my hands are compared to my face, and I watch it. It's what's called a two-stage explosion. So it has an outer plastic piece that explodes out, right, and it jettisons away, and then what's left in the air is that firing pin or firing explosive and the packed BBs. So I am above the wall at this point, like this much, and I am looking at this grenade, and it goes, Koosh! And then there's a second stage explosion, and my buddy grabs me, and I'm like, oh shit! And he goes like, ah! And we get underneath, and then right as I'm about like right here on the wall, I feel koosh, and it was like the biggest freaking explosion that I've ever heard of in my entire life, and I was just like, what the F? Like, it was non-lethal, and I'm like sitting there, and I'm like, you know, in the movies where everybody's just like concussed, and you're like, your ears are ringing, and you're just like. And so I get up and I dust myself off, and I'm like, "Oh my god! It was supposed to be non-lethal." Like I'm like, "That was supposed to be non-lethal, guys. It was non-lethal. Like what happened? Like why?" And so then I'm like, I'm scared to look over the wall at this point, right? I'm like, "Oh my god, nothing could live through that." And so I sat and I get like up over the wall and I peek, and I'm looking. And there's just like blood everywhere, like The Shining, just blood everywhere. And I'm like, oh my god, like oh my god, it wasn't non-lethal at all. Like I was like, who makes these? Like this is awful. Like if I'd used that on a person, it could have destroyed. So I'm looking and I'm like, oh my god, what's going on? And so I see sheep in the background. I'm like, did this thing vaporize a sheep? I'm like, no way. And so then I look. And that prior to me throwing it, there was this flock of birds sitting inside, like a whole flock of like pigeons sitting in there eating like bird seed next to the dog that was barking, right? And I think the dog was barking at the birds. So literally what happened, this is what happened. I threw the grenade went off. Those birds went to fly and got right in the path of those ball bearings and got vaporized. I mean vaporized. There was not a feather. There was just blood, and that was it. Those sheep and that dog were covered in blood. And the funniest thing about that story is the dog who I originally threw it at to try to do the thing with just kind of looked at me like, what are you doing, dude? Like, that was really dumb. So, yeah, that was the time I almost blew myself and, like, a whole sheep pen full of sheep, and I vaporized a flock of birds with a stinger grenade. So, yeah, that's my story. Yeah, F in chat for the birds. There was some crazy stuff, Jesus. Like I'm not gonna lie, we saw some pretty crazy stuff. But I'm glad I mean, I've been out of the Army for almost 10 years now, so, or actually more than 10 years now. So, but yeah, I have a lot of really weird and stupid stories about almost blowing myself up, or getting blown up, or getting shot at and stuff like that. But you want to see an alert? I don't know how to do an alert. I mean, somebody's gonna have to donate a bit or something if you want to see an alert. I mean, I can do like these things. There you go. See, there's an alert. Was that good enough, Lonely Turtle? Hang on, let's see what else I've got in here. Oh, there's my calculating. Rewind. Tumbleweed for when Lonely Turtle starts telling his stories. For my gaming. when Vic pisses me off. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting there. I'm working on upgrading the alerts. Like that. That's just for like the 1 bit thing. But yeah, that's the next step. As you can tell, I've obviously been working on it. And now I'm on fire. So anyway. So yeah, I've been playing too much with these toys. So anyway, guys, I've got to run. My wife's got a doctor's appointment, and I got to watch kiddo. But thank you so much. And actually, don't tune out yet because I have a promo page where Turtle. I need you to pay attention to this. So the sunglasses thing doesn't work. See? Yeah, thug life. But yeah, anyway, that's going to wrap it up, guys. Thank you so much. I hope you all have an amazing day. Thanks for tuning in to Storytime. Please do me a favor and think of some stories or some funny things and then toss them over to me either in private chat or on Twitter or something. That way we can make this a lot more fun. And always I'm trying to evolve and change it up and do things that are fun and interesting. But truly, I just enjoy the time to chat with you all. And do some stuff like that too. But stay tuned because I've got my promo page coming up, and I don't know if you can still hear me. But there you go. So there's my shout out to the Lonely Turtle, who has his own shout out page. And then we've got our Track to Affiliate page. So Vic and Phil, I've got you guys. I'm going to put like a mod section down there too. I just did this in the last minute. Shout outs to everyone. AH was the first person I met. Vic, I'm working on it. I'm going to be shouting you and Phil out big time. So already preface it. All right, but thank you guys so much for tuning in. I do appreciate it. There you go, Vic. There you go. Lonely Turtle. All of you, thank you so much for all you do. Thank you everyone for tuning in. And I hope you have a wonderful day. So we'll catch you later. We'll see you guys later.